Alrighty, what's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here, live and in living color on this late Wednesday night, right here on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling page, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching this video. Make sure you like this video, hit the subscribe button down below on this channel and all my channels down below in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, share this video all over the internet, and tap that bell. Turn on all my notifications so YouTube can somehow send out my videos, because send out my notifications, send out my videos that are going live, and you can come in the chat. Like my bank review. Come on in, chat for a little bit, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So hopefully YouTube can send out my videos to you guys, because I know a lot of people have been asking me, when are you going live? When are you doing this? When are you doing that? Now, if you friend me on Facebook and you follow me on Twitter, I always put the link out when I'm going live. So follow me on Twitter down below in the description box with my Twitter link. And friend me on Facebook if you want. And that's how you're gonna get to see me live. And if you're on YouTube, you just gotta be subscribed to my channel. And that's all I gotta say about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this late Wednesday night, May the 13th, 2020, it is time for your late night AEW Dynamite review for May the 13th, 2020 from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 week away from AEW's second pay-per-view of the year, Double or Nothing 2, coming up. I believe it's going to be at Daly's Place. I haven't heard anything that's going to be somewhere else. So it's going to be at Daly's Place. Hopefully, not a lot of fans, but fans will be there. I heard fans were at the show tonight. So that's good. I think most of them were like enhancement talent, but I don't think real fans are there yet, but they will be pretty soon. And here in all the places gonna start having fans in the stands, only at about 25% capacity with the arenas until maybe next year. Who knows? It's gonna be going in stages. Hopefully, we start at 25%, then we go up to 50%, then we go to maybe 75%, maybe 100% by next year. That depends on this fucking virus, which, a lot of states have reopened, except for here in New York and New Jersey and Connecticut. Well, Connecticut's supposed to start next Wednesday. New York, well, certain parts of New York, like Utica and Binghamton, and I think Niagara Falls is gonna reopen slowly. Gonna start phase 1. But the state of emergency here in New York is gonna last another 2 weeks, so June the 5th, June the 6th, I think. So that's what I think phase 1 will start, and we'll get some of the non-essential businesses open. But nothing like the nightclubs won't open for a while. Some of the restaurants might open for I don't know, they're gonna do dine-in, or they're gonna continue to do what they're doing right now, just take out. Or they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. Bars probably won't open for a while. You probably won't see Madison Square Garden open anytime soon. So no hockey if it does come back. And if it does, you won't see Madison Square Garden completely sold out when it holds about 18,200 people for a hockey game and a basketball game. Wrestling event, I think it holds more than 18,000. But we're not going to see a wrestling event in MSG or the Barclays Center for quite some time. and especially with fans. Even at 25% capacity, we're not going to see that probably till next year. It sucks. So, get ready for a boring summer here in the Northeast. That is what it is, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So, we're going to get through it, hopefully. What sucks is that this week is the last week. Well, I don't know if they're gonna extend it again. I don't know, but it's the last week I get hero pay, which for us essential workers means an extra couple of dollars in our pocket, which is good. So this is the last week I get it. So my next check will reflect that, and then it goes back to my normal pay in the first week of June. So sucks. I was making some pretty good money. This next check, I'm probably not going to make a lot because I haven't worked a lot. But it is what it is. Making the money when I can and working the schedule that I have right now. It's tough. Not at my music job, which fucking sucks. But not an essential business. But my retail job, I'm working up a storm. I'm fucking tired. Getting my vacation soon. So yes, But it is what it is, and that's pretty much excuse me, all I gotta say about that. So slowly we're getting back to normal, and we shall see what happens with that, and we will move on. But good things are coming, ladies and gentlemen. Just continue to be patient. And I know a lot of people still haven't got their stimulus checks. I don't know, I don't know if they're gonna be sent out because I went on the IRS website and I got mine. I just went on the website, said, "Give me my money." They gave me my money like 2 days later. Now more proposals are going around that we might be getting $2,000 a month. But Trump has shot that down, which I don't know why. People need their money to pay their mortgages and their rent and their bills. But Trump, this is coming from Nancy Pelosi, that bitch. And this is a good proposal, $2,000 a month until this fucking virus ends, which could be 2-3 years. So if we're getting $2,000 a month for 3 years, for the next 2-3 years, that's pretty damn good. But Trump doesn't want it. I don't understand why. Don't want to give more money to America because we need the help. We need all the help we need. I would love $2,000 a month for life, really, but there was another one saying that when certain businesses were getting $5,000, and then there was another one that I heard $6,000. I think that's household. I have to watch the video. Next time I do a coronavirus video, or I do a after virus rant, I'll put the link to a channel that I'm subscribed to called Brandon Young. He talks about the stimulus packages and all the stuff like that. So that's it. All right, enough about that bullshit. Let's get to the real reason why I'm doing this video. And let's get to AEW. I want to talk about AE-fucking-W. The greatest promotion on this side of God's green earth. And that's that. And we got a couple people in the chat. Well, we had 2 people, now we have 1 people. Uh, Thomas Herrera, I was waiting for you. You didn't stream Monday. I did stream Monday on my other channel, Killer Demon 669, and like I tell everybody on my channels, you have to subscribe to my channel. My channels, I should say. You have to subscribe to my channels and tap that bell to turn on all my notifications. I know the notifications are not going out, but you have to subscribe to my channel. All my channels. The links are in the description box. That's the only way you can get to watch my videos. And if you get mad at me, that I don't stream on this channel a lot, like I said, I got a 20-hour minimum. I can't talk for 2-3 hours because people got to work. So, sorry. I apologize, Thomas, but hopefully you stick around and watch my review. And like I said, you have to subscribe to this channel, my other channels, which are down below in the description box, and follow me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, because when I go live, I put the link to the video in my Facebook, on my Facebook page and my Twitter page. So that's the only way you're gonna watch me. You can invite your friends, invite your dog, and invite your cat. And that's that. My good buddy Dallas Calamania is in the chat watching. What's up, Dallas? The man from the north. How's everything going in Saskatchewan? Oh, you come from Saskatchewan? I think he comes from Saskatchewan. But so, what's going on in Canada these days? Let's see what happens with that. So, look at that. So hopefully we can start getting more people in the chat like we did on my Money in a Bank review. And we'll have a nice little discussion. So let's begin with our AEW review for tonight. So, as always, we have JR Excalibur and Tony Schiavone, or Schiavone, on commentary. And we're live from Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. And we start off the show with Lance Archer and Jake Roberts. I couldn't say it. I gotta do it again. Jake Roberts. I gotta say it like Terry Funk says it when he was back in ECW. Jake Roberts. So they come out. Lance Archer throws this jabroni. I don't know who this guy is. He threw some enhancement talent, beat the crap out of him, throws him in the ring, and just beats the shit out of him. Well, thanks for coming, enhancement talent. That's what you get for messing with the Murder Hawk, Lance Archer. And then Jake comes out. I'm surprised he wasn't wearing his face mask like he was last week. It is what it is. He still looks good for a 60-some-odd-year-old guy. So they come out, and Jake gets on the mic. He says he's been asked to apologize for his actions last week. Basically, almost having simulated sex with Brandy Rhodes with his snake. Not that snake. The Damien version 3. I don't know. But it's basically Damien put his snake on Brandy, and the snake did what? I wish I was that snake, if you know what I mean. I'm surprised Cody let that go, but Brandy took it like a champ. But it is what it is. So he says he will apologize as soon as Brandy kisses his ass. I don't think Brandy wants to kiss his 60-some-odd-year-old ass, but he says the ring is their playhouse. They write the book and know this. As far as he's concerned, a woman is great at home, cooking, taking care of babies, wiping asses, and occasionally keeping him warm. You know what that means. What Rosa does. It is what it is. He says the time for Cody is about up. He can't hide anymore. Still So he's basically promoting, kind of hyping up the match at Double or Nothing to crown the first ever TNT champion. And then we hear some noise going on. I'm like, what the hell is this? Did the sound guy like have a brain fart? He played somebody's music, and next thing we know, I'm like, what? I was even saying, I was like, what the hell is that noise? And then finally, Jake hears it because he can't hear because he's old. So Jake hears it. He's like, what the hell is that? And then we cut to Cody in his truck, and he's pissed, and he's all taped up, and he's in the back, and I thought he was gonna go like run through the arena or something with his truck. And he goes maybe about 2 feet, knocks over a guardrail, and then he gets out of his truck. He's all taped up. And then Lance Archer comes to meet him. They have a big, humongous brawl. Went in the aisleway. Cody hits him in the nuts. And starts beating the crap out of Lance Archer. And then Lance Archer comes back, throws Cody into the guardrail. And then over the guardrail onto the timekeeper's area, breaking the table. But Cody comes back. But then Lance cuts him off. And Jake's like, ooh, that was something. And Jake's providing some commentary, even though we got JR Excalibur and Tony Schiavone doing commentary at the same time. So it kind of like threw me off for a little bit. And then Cody throws a chair at Lance right in his face. Lance boots him. And then Cody comes back. Jake's like, whoa, big fella, hold up, big fella. Wait, big fella. Hold up. Calls off. But Cody still wants to fight. And then Lance and Jake leave as Cody just looks on. So it's a good follow-up to what we saw last week with Jake, where Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, baby, hit the DDT on the outside after they got into her and Brandy got into an altercation. Brandy threw her shoe into the audience. I mean, who really throws a shoe? Honestly, who throws a shoe? And then Britt Baker got pissed. She hit the DDT on the exposed, on the floor, and then she threw her in. And basically, what we saw was Jake Roberts getting on top of Brandy and then putting Damien on her, and letting the snake do what it did with Brandy. So that was a good follow-up and more hype to their match coming up next Saturday night at Double or Nothing 2, which should be a pretty good match. And like I said, I mean, it could go either way. I want Cody to win, but I'm thinking that they're going to go with Lance Archer to win and then have Cody chase him. But then, it could go either way. So whoever wins, they're still going to go after each other. So this feud will continue on with either guy winning. If the feud is going to continue on. But we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we get that. And that's that. We get that. What does Dallas say? Dallas is just hanging out, man. Yup, that's where I'm at. Just thought I'd stop by and say hello and listen to your review. Thank you for watching, and stick around. And invite your friends, too. We'll see what happens. Thomas Herrera, that Monday I wanted to say, shaking my head, yet another career-threatening injury by Seth Rollins. Oh, yeah, that horrific thing he did to Rey Mysterio. Now, Rey Mysterio can't catch a break. No pun intended. I mean, he gets thrown off. He dies. He gets thrown off the building. He landed on a secondary part of the roof. So that's how they kind of they explained it. Or even though Ray said, "Oh, by the grace of God, I was saved." The same thing with Aleister Black, though Aleister Black really didn't say anything. But the thing that what Seth Rollins did to Ray was fucking horrific. like squishing his eye right into the edge of the steel steps. Ugh. I thought that Ray's eye was gonna pop out. It looked fucking vicious. I was about to go. I mean, I was about to go CCW shit back back in the day. Holy crap! And Seth has never been in CCW. I mean, he must be watching tapes. Either that, or he's been watching FMW. Those sick bastards in Japan. Oh God! If you never watched FMW with Terry Funk and Cactus Jack, Madman Pondo, I can't think of his name right off the top of my fucking head. Damn it, I'm blanking out right now. Fuck. I can't think. I think it was. I know his name. I can't think of it. Sabu was in there. Akushi was there. I mean, that electric cage match they had. Holy crap! I thought they both died. I mean, if you haven't watched FMW, YouTube it. YouTube all those time bomb matches that they had. The exploding ring match that with Terry Funk and Cactus Jack. The many matches that Terry Funk's and has had in FMW. All those time bomb matches. They fought with piranhas in the ring. Yes, live piranhas. I'm not kidding on that. With that. Sharks. This freaking people are sick in Japan. And then, all Japan, have done it. I mean, I don't even think they still do those kinds of matches anymore in Japan. But those people are fucking sick fucks. I mean, CCW was kind of doing that back in the day. Not like the electric cage matches or any of that shit, but they brought kind of some of the elements from FMW over with the Cage of Death, and at one point was electrified. At one point, I don't remember the year, but at one point it was electrified, and people got shocked when they hit the cage. Went, so that was that, and but I mean, go YouTube FMW. I mean, you probably would be throwing up a lot at the amount of blood and just crazy shit that went on in that federation. I think it was back in the 90s, really, mostly in the 90s, a little bit in the 2000s too. But I mean, fucking sick shit. If you are an old school hardcore fan like I am, you would go crazy for these matches, and like I said, you would probably throw up at the amount of bloodshed in this match. And women got involved in this fucking shit. I mean, little freaking like pint-sized Rio. Not Rio. Somebody that looks like Rio, but a little bit bigger. And I forgot her name, but she's been around. She's been around for a while. They fought in an electric bomb match. The first ever women's time bomb match, and the only one in Japan. Had never been in the States. I don't think any woman would want to be in those kinds of matches. Even though Casey Catal went through exploding barbed wire in CCW about a few months ago. God bless Casey Catal. Fuck. I mean, That bitch is hardcore. I mean, YouTube her. Casey Catal. I'll put in the. I think this is her name, but. I put it in the chat, so. Look her up. And if you can find a match with the Squared Circle Sacrifice match with Jimmy Lloyd, I don't remember what pay-per-view it was, what event it was, but she fucking went hardcore and went through exploding barbed wire face first. I'm telling you, face first into exploding barbed wire. If we can see, women can get hardcore. Rosa got hardcore on me the other day. You know, she hit me with a fucking Singapore cane. She went violent on my ass. Tried to take my championship away from me. Had to teach you his boss. So anyway, so yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Let's get back to AEW Dynamite. I'm crazy. Yeah, I know. That's why I had 311 fans last week. I'm a crazy motherfucker. I'm crazy. Yes, I am. I am crazy. All right, whatever. Let's go back to Dynamite. So we had Cody, Lance Archer fighting, brawling, continuing their little feud, and we'll see what happens next week, which should be pretty interesting with Jake Roberts and Arn Anderson going face to face. You know, Arn Anderson is Cody's coach, so we'll see what happens with that. Should be pretty interesting.
You want a peanut butter sandwich?
What?
Peanut butter sandwich?
Say that again?
Peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah, but gonna have some late night dinner. Well, late night snack. All right, if you still want to chat, you put your comments in the chat. That's all that. Always ask you questions as well if you want. That's that. All right, after that, we get a video package highlighting the AEW Tag Team Division, probably the greatest and best tag team division there is today. The Young Bucks, Private Party, Best Friends, the Lucha Dragons, not the Lucha Dragons, the Lucha Brothers, Phoenix and Pentagon Zero Miedo. And if you want to go with Pac, the Death Triangle. We haven't seen Pac in a while. I think you know why. You know why. This fucking virus. Because he's stuck in England. And nobody can come over from England. Nobody can come over from England. I mean, I'm surprised Rhea Ripley came back.
Muffins can come.
Who?
English muffins.
English muffins. Shut up! Rose has to chime in with her incessant banter. So get that. So I mean, I was surprised Rhea Ripley was on NXT last week. So I don't know if she went back to Australia, or I don't know if she's living in the States now. We haven't seen Nigel McGuinness. We haven't seen Pac. We haven't seen Pete fucking Dunne. We haven't seen Tony Storm. We haven't seen Kaylee Ray, the NXT UK champion. That's this fucking virus. We can't bring anybody over from even Japan or anywhere away from the United States, and you can't. They can't come over. Kevin Owens. He's stuck in Japan. Huh?
Are they all illegal?
Who?
Nobody from America?
They hate they hate us, I guess. I don't know.
No, I said nobody's from America. You gotta bring them over.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kevin Owens is stuck in Canada. I mean, he's injured, but we're not going to see Kevin Owens for a while. So,
How you gonna eat and do the video?
I could do two things at one time, woman.
So you can chew
How
gum
can
and
how,
drink?
how I can eat and do a video at the same time?
So
You know why? Because I'm Peter fucking Gilmore.
You can chew gum and eat. What do you
I
want
can
to drink?
give me more of my drink. I can do three things
I
at
don't
one
know what
time.
your drink is.
I can multitask.
Hey, what is more-
I can do a video, I can have sex, and I can eat a sandwich all at the same time. But I'm not going to do that because I'll probably get knocked off YouTube. What?
You'll be arrested.
What?
You'll be arrested if you do
I'll probably get arrested too. Yeah. You know, Dallas Calmain is probably freaking laughing his ass off right now. That's why I have the best fucking reviews. I wish I had more viewers.
Did you finish that soda? I don't see it.
What soda?
Whatever you were drinking.
It's there. I don't have a little bit left though, but.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right, so we get a video package of the tag team division. So we get that, and like I said, AEW is the best. We all know AEW is the best promotion out there today. Fuck WWE. That's all I gotta say about that. AEW has the best tag team division in the world. That's that. And you could thank the Young Bucks for that, for bringing over all that great talent. The Private Party, the Lucha Brothers, Best Friends, Jurassic Express, the Dark Order. Really, it was Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, the Super Smash Brothers. Though we haven't seen Evil Uno in God knows how long, and Stu Grayson. Basically, now it's Brody Lee and his minions. Or as I call them, Brody Lee and the rest of the members of Slipknot. That's that. Oh, you won't be coming in my shop, by the way. So you can just go over there and be happy. So that's that. And we were going to move. Excuse me, we're going to move on from there. All right, then we get to our first match, the Best Friends, Trent Beretta and Chucky T, with freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy at ringside, taking on Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy Jack, and that little runt Marco Stunt. Freaking twig. Freaking this guy is 20 years old. He's this tall. Looks like a fucking 12-year-old. He's not a midget. He looks like a midget, but
like the Lemon Sisters.
Who?
The Lemon Sisters.
The Lemon Sisters.
I mean the Bellas. Sorry.
Oh, the Bellas are not midgets.
No, I said it was.
They're sluts, but they're the Bellas.
They're not sluts.
They're sluts.
No.
The Bella twins are sluts. They slept their way to the top. Nikki. That's why Nikki got with John. Slept with John, thought she was going to get married, and what does John do? Fucks her over. Because John can't handle getting married. Because he's a fucking piece of shit. And then Nikki's knocked up. Bree's knocked up again. But I'm glad for Bree and Brian Danielson, Daniel Bryan, what the fuck you want to call him? I'm happy for Bree. I don't give two shits about Nikki.
Whoa, her new boyfriend?
Well, who? Nikki? Yeah, Nikki's going out with Artem from formerly of Dancing with the Stars. He got fired. Unceremoniously fired, by the way. You know, now that they had a fight, and Artem said on Twitter, "I'm done." So I'm thinking, yes, he's dumped her. He dumped her.
Isn't she pregnant?
She's pregnant. No, they're still together. But I think it was like an old fight though, from they were showing on the Bellows or some shit like that. Dallas says, "Yeah, I am laughing. Glad I make you laugh." So that's that. You thank Rosa for that. So, all right. So we got the best friends in Jurassic Express, and wasn't a bad match. Oh, turn off. Well, I'm gonna rewatch that later. Um, we started off with Jungle Boy and Chuck working in some counters, doing some flippity news, and then Chucky T gets cradled up for a near fall. Jungle Boy falls with a couple of arm drags, and then Trent Beretta and Luchasaurus come in, and Luchasaurus overpowers Trent for a while. Trent Trent picks up the pace, but Luchasaurus continues to kick his ass.
Behind you.
What? Oh, got the Zuzu behind me. Say hi, Zuzu. You gonna say something? You gonna say something, little boy? You say something? No? Okay. Zuzu's hardcore too. Still wants to wrestle. Still wants to fight wrestling Jesus's cat, the wrestling cat. Still wants to kick his ass. You go over there. Okay.
Move the remote.
The remote? Yeah. Why would I move the remote? It's not gonna do anything.
He's trying to jump on there.
I'm gonna jump on his face. So we get that, and so they trade blows, and then Luchasaurus falls with a flapjack and some kicks for a near fall. Falls with some chops, tags in Jungle Boy, and they go to work on Trent. But Trent cuts him up with a snap Saito suplex. Then he does some strikes. They go up top. Jungle Boy battles back. Chucky T joins in, but Jungle Boy ends up with a dropkick and a jawbreaker. And then Luchasaurus comes in. He goes nuts on Trent. But Trent cuts off Jungle Boy. And then he goes for a tope suicida. But Luchasaurus counters it. Chuck makes a save. And they suplex Luchasaurus on the floor. Ow. And Rose is gone for the night. And then they do the old best friends hug. And Jungle Boy falls with a tope suicida as we go to break. And after the break, Luchasaurus delivers some chops on Trent. Trent comes back with a spear. And then they get a hot tag to Chuck. And Jungle Boy comes in. They go right at it, beating the crap out of each other. Chuck cuts him off with a knee strike until Jungle Boy hits a lariat. And then all four men are in the ring. Trent hits a DDT. Then out of nowhere, Orange Cassidy was on the ramp. And I thought he looked like he was about to get involved in the match. But then out of nowhere, Rey Fenix comes in and kicks the shit out of him. He came out of nowhere, jumped, boom, knocked Orange Cassidy for a loop. And while that happened, MJF comes from over the guardrail and sends Jungle Boy into the ring post. Kind of going with their feud. Like last week, MJF got told that Jungle Boy is going to be his opponent at Double or Nothing. So that furthers the storyline and the feud, and for the match at Double or Nothing. So MJF sends Jungle Boy into the ring post and then throws him in right into the Chucky T. Who hits the awful waffle, that fucking sick fucking movie hits. And they get the win, 1, 2, 3. So the best friends pick up the win and continue to be the number one contenders to the tag team belts, though there's going to be a match at Double or Nothing at the buy-in, the pre-show, where Private Party will take on the Best Friends to see who will be the #1 contender for the tag team titles. So we'll see what happens with that when we get there. So the Best Friends win match was pretty good. And it hypes up MJF and Jungle Boy, and the casino ladder match, which Ray Phoenix is in and Orange Cassidy is in, as well as Darby Allin is in there, and a couple other guys. I didn't get they announced the first 5 guys, and I only know 3 of them. So, and they kind of teased Luchasaurus and Wardlow, which might happen at Double or Nothing. Because after the match, Wardlow beats the shit out of Marco Stunt. I mean, he killed him. Well, almost killed him. He should have killed him. That fucking runt that can run laps around. Fucking give him one Gilmore Carter. Fuck his fucking face up. Can't stand him. Fucking runt. Fucking 20-year-old piece of shit. So Wardlow throws him into the barricade face first, knocks him out. Then they have a face off. Then he has a face off with Luchasaurus, and MJF has to back up Wardlow. So we might get that match next week, with Wardlow and Luchasaurus, or they might do it at Double or Nothing. But we'll see what happens with that. So all in all, I gave all that 3 out of 5 stars, and we're gonna move on from there, and that's that. Thomas Herrera, AEW is really good. Those writers need an increased salary. Yeah, they do. I don't know who's doing the writing. I think it's Cody and Tony Khan. But Tony Khan's running backstage as well. He's writing most of the story. Tony Khan, I heard, was writing most of the storylines. So big ups to Tony, because he knows his fucking shit. He's a big time fan, and he knows what the fans want. So it's the same thing with Cody. Same for the Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, Kenny, and Hangman Adam Page. Jericho is probably involved somewhere with that as well. But the creative team on AEW is awesome. Better than the WWE. Way better. 150 times better than the WWE creative team. And you can't really blame Paul Heyman. I mean, the creative genius that he is, he's trying his best. Just to show what's Raw and SmackDown fucking suck. Because as we all know, the WWE creative team is not creative at being creative. It's absolutely true. AEW is way better. That's why they're kicking WWE's ass in the ratings. Even though NXT had a big announcement this week. Oh, you want to know what the announcement was? Oh, it was going to be an In Your House. Remember In Your House back in the 90s? NXT is doing In Your House. I'm happy for it. They're going to bring back In Your House, but it's probably going to be shit. So that's the next takeover is June the 7th, the week before Backlash. So that's when the next takeover is, and they're gonna start formulating the matches for that. I think they started this week, and we'll see what happens with that. But NXT In Your House. So bring back In Your House. Like, remember? I mean, remember all those In Your Houses back in the early 90s? In Your House, Cold Day in Hell. In Your House, Bad Blood. I think it was I don't know what it was that, but In Your House, Bad Blood. So like some of these weird freaking In Your House names back in the early 90s when WWE sucked. but they're bringing it back. Hunter and well, it was really Hunter and the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and the Road Dogg Jesse James doing the announcement, and they announced that the next takeover is June the 7th. It's gonna be called NXT In Your House. Really should call it NXT in your performance center, because that's where it's gonna be. Not gonna be in your house. It's gonna be in your performance center. And that's that. Thomas Harris says, and the sad thing is that the creative team of WWE are from Hollywood. Yeah, mostly the soap opera writers and guys like Freddie Prinze Jr. That fucking prick. They don't know. Like Thomas said, don't. Well, let me add that. Don't know shit about wrestling. They don't. These writers don't know shit all about professional wrestling. They need people like me and Joe Cronin and JD and to learn how to write, to book this shit. They need people like us who know a thing about wrestling, who've been around for 30 some odd years. I've been watching wrestling since, except for Joe and JD, who are probably in their 30s, I think. I've been watching since I was a little bitty hoaxer, dude, back in 1978 with the old AWA, the old NWA. World Class Championship Wrestling with the Von Erichs and Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes, American Dream, baby. The NWA with the Road Warriors and Terry Funk and Sting, Lex Luger, and the Triple Cage Tower of Doom. Well, and then War Games, the original War Games, not the War Games we have now. That was the shit back in the day. The great tag teams like the Steiners, the Samoan SWAT team. Who else back in the 80s? I'm thinking of from WCW times. Oh boy, the Dynamic Dudes. That was Shane Douglas and that guy named John Laurinaitis. Those were the Dynamic Dudes, the Hollywood Blondes, Stone Cold Stunning Steve Austin, and the late great Brian Pillman. The American Males, Buff Bagwell and Scotty Riggs. So many great tag teams back then. In WCW days and slash NWA days. The Von Erichs, the Freebirds. Who can ever forget the Von Erichs Freebirds feud? And you include the Road Warriors in that too, but that was the shit back in the day. That's when tag team wrestling mattered. Same thing with WWE had a good tag team division back then, in the early 80s and then the late 90s. WWF back in the day, you had the Islanders, you had the Fabulous Rougeau brothers, the Killer Bees, Strike Force, Tito Santana and Rick Martel. That great theme they have. Girls in Cars. The Bolsheviks, Nikolai Volkov and Boris Zukov. Remember them? The Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov back in the day. Cowboy Bob Orton and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff back in the day. Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham back in the day. I forgot the way they were called back in the WWF when they had Hogan's now it's Hogan's theme. They had Hogan's theme before Hogan had his theme. Hogan had some generic fucking theme back in the day, Hulk, back on the Wrestling Album 1. I mean, if you haven't listened to that, you need to listen to that shit. Still, I think the best freaking wrestling album, if they, WWF started the whole thing with wrestling albums. The best fucking wrestling album is, as we all know, the best wrestling album is Power Driver, the wrestling album 2, which I still have on VHS. I need to pop that in one day, or somehow convert it to DVD, or get the DVD if they ever have it. I don't even know if they have to have Power Driver on DVD. But great tag teams back in the day. Great tag teams. Nowadays, all you got is fucking AEW. I mean, to an extent, you got Ring of Honor with the Briscoes, Silas Young and Joe Hendry, the Bouncers, the Beer City Bruiser, and Brian Malonis, Jonathan Gresham and Jay Lethal, the tag champs now. And you put Villain Enterprises in there, Brody Lee and PCO, or Flip Gordon, or Marty if he decides to tag. Who else? Bandito. Well, Bandito's part of the 6-man tag team champions. Ring of Honor had some great tag teams back in the day. They had the Motor City Machine Guns were there for a brief time. Kevin Steen and El Generico, the Bucks. Yeah, they had SCU for a little bit back, during the late periods before, they formed AEW. The Kings of Wrestling, Claudio Castagnoli, otherwise known as Cesaro, and Chris Hero, otherwise known as Cassius Ohno, probably one of the greatest Ring of Honor tag teams of all time, besides the Briscoes, who've been there since day one. 10-time tag team champions. Also, they had the American Wolves, Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards. If you look back, Seth Rollins and the Age of the Fall, the Second City Saints, CM Punk, and that guy named Colt Cabana. Some good tag teams back in the day. Great tag teams. Tag team wrestling nowadays, besides AEW and a little bit of Ring of Honor and New Japan, if you're looking at WWE, their tag team division sucks. Not like it was back in the day with the Rockers and Demolition. And all those great tag teams like the Hardys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, the Usos. Well, now you can put the Usos and the New Day in there, and Miz and Morrison. Nowadays, the fucking WWE tag team division is a joke. You got fucking the Street Profits and War Machine, the Viking Raiders, playing basketball. What the fuck? Basketball. Really? That's the only thing you can do in your tag team division is play fucking basketball? Who writes this shit? Good lord. No wonder the ratings suck for WWE. Even though Raw did a 1.9. They had 1.9 million views. They went up this week. Woo! And really, it's all because of Becky Lynch's announcement that she got knocked up by Seth Rollins. That was the only reason Raw was good. Well, the rating went up. It wasn't because of anything else. The show sucked, and only because of Becky's announcement, they got a good rating. I can only imagine what NXT got this week. We're gonna find out tomorrow. That's that. Thomas Herrera says, without ECW and WCW, WWE would not exist today. That's true. If I'll tell you the truth, Thomas, if Vince didn't go all Attitude Era, if Vince didn't instill the Attitude Era, the WWF would be dead. Vince would have probably went out of, well, I don't know. I don't think he would have went out of business, but fucking WCW would still be alive today. I don't think you'll be seeing the Attitude Era in WWE if they were going the way they were going, and Vince didn't, and you know, he saw his company was fading, and so he had to do something really quick because he made the Attitude Era. And the rest is history from there. The WWE was so good back in late 97, 98, all the way up until 2010. WWF was a machine. They took over the ratings war. WCW went out of business in 2001. ECW went out of business right after that. And ECW was doing better than WCW. Then WWF was just a monster from 98 to 2010, before the PG era killed it. And we're still regretting it 10 years later, thanks to Cena. Now Cena's gone. Roman is gone too. Just can't do anything. Now, if you want to call it an era, call it the suck era, because WWE sucks right now. That's that. What happened to RVD? He was such a legend. Well, he was in TNA, won the TNA World Title from I believe it was Mr. Kennedy. Then he went away. He did the ECW thing, the ECW invasion. Well, before he came into WWE doing the ECW invasion. And then he went away, came back for the ECW One Night Stands, and then the WWE version of ECW, which ruined ECW. Then after that, he was around, and then went to TNA. Like I said, won the world title, I believe, once or twice. And then TNA really didn't have anything for him, so kind of was floundering around, and didn't didn't hear from RVD. Then he would appear on the old school Raws and stuff like that. And then he was going to maybe have one more final run in WWE, which didn't really last that long. And then came back to TNA, I believe, a year or so ago. And kind of sucked. And now, now he's really doing nothing again. He had this whole thing with him and Katie Forbes, that whole video they did that got him banned off Twitch for a little bit, but then they're back on Twitch. That whole three-way dance in the hotel room with him, Katie Forbes, and his real life girlfriend and her real life girlfriend, the three-way sex dance. But RVD, he's not the same guy back in ECW when he was fucking going berserk. Former the longest reigning ECW TV champion of all time. Him and Sabu and Bill Alfonso, right down the middle, daddy, like Bill Alfonso. RVD right now is a fucking washed up 50s. I don't know, he's 40 or 50 years old now. Banging a fucking hot chick like Katie Forbes. I mean, he has three-way dances almost every fucking night. Fucking lucky guy. That's all I can say about that. But he's not the same RVD from back in the day when it was having great matches. I mean, when it was Mr. Monday Night. He had his Intercontinental title reigns, his when he won Money in the Bank at I think it was and then he cashed in on the first ECW One Night Stand in 2005 on Cena, when Cena had the spinner belt, the WWE spinner belt, and he won it at ECW One Night Stand Part 1. Well, ECW One Night Stand 2005, which I was at. And if you watch that pay-per-view on the WWE Network, or if they have it here somewhere on YouTube, I was right by that sign which said, "If Cena wins, we ride." I was right there. And I was at ECW One Night Stand 2006. But I was in a different section though. I was on the other side. I was somewhere in like not the middle, but like the left side of the middle, the right side, where you were going, like that. But you couldn't see me. I was like way up in the stand zone. I would have loved to be ringside, but ringside prices were kind of pricey back then, especially for those two pay-per-views. Holy shit! Back in the days of ECW, gotta love ECW. You mean Funk Man? Who the hell is Funk Man? You mean Terry Funk? Are you calling Terry Funk the Funk Man? He is the Funk Man. I was a hardcore legend in Japan. Japan, #1. Isn't that right, Cactus? Bang! Terry! Cactus! Cactus, is that you, Cactus? Back in the day. That's that. Yeah, 1 million people. Back in the day, WWE used to get 6 to 8 million. Yeah, they used to... Back in the day, WWE was getting like... The ratings were like... They were getting 5s and they're getting 6. They even got a 7. They destroyed the NBA on TNT back then. They destroyed... WCW was barely getting around 2, maybe 3. Back in the day. But, WWF back then, before it became the E, because those stupid pandas. They were getting 6s and 7s most of the time, from like 98 till 2008, I think. They were getting 4s and during the Ruthless Aggression era, they started going way down. They were getting 4s, a couple of 5s here and there. They never got up to 6 million or 7 million views, or 6.0 rating, or whatever you want to go by. No, those days are gone for the WWE. They're barely getting 2 million viewers. And for a brand like NXT, who can't even get to 1 million, when the only time they got to 1 million was their debut on USA. They can barely get 750,000 views, unless the AEW is off for a week. They can barely get even 1 million views now, which is sad for a program like NXT. It's fucking sad. That's why WWE fucking sucks. Now all you freaking WWE sheep and all you fucking WWE marks want to debate me and say, WWE is better, has a better roster and better production and better matches. Fuck you. When was the last good WWE match? Really? Besides maybe Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. That was the only good match on that pay-per-view, on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. That was actually maybe a 3 close to a 4-star match. When was the last good 4, maybe close to 5-star WWE match? Gonna have to go back a while. NXT puts on the better matches, though. The thing is, that's the only thing WWE has. If you want to get a good match, go watch it. Go watch Takeover. They put on 4 to close to 5-star matches, almost every Takeover. That's the only thing they have. If you're going WWE, Raw and SmackDown, or a pay-per-view, you rarely see a 4-star match anymore. That's that. Whoever thought that making Cena a babyface was a good idea should get slapped. I think it was Cena who actually wanted to be a face. I don't think it was Vince's idea. I think it was actually Cena's idea to become face. But then again, knowing Vince, because the company was struggling, so like, okay, we're gonna go away from the ruthless aggression era. We're gonna go into the PG era because we have to be politically correct because Linda McMahon was running for Senate and lost 4 times. How did that PG era go? That's what killed her fucking campaign. The WWE was fucking PG. That's what really killed WWE because they went PG. They went away from TV-14 because it's too violent, too much blood, too much sex. Nobody wants to see that anymore. Vince had a good thing going with Cena when it was the Doctor of Thugonomics Cena. That's the actual Cena I like. The PG era Cena fucking sucks. He was so boring and Vince was ramming him down our throat like a fucking cock on a fucking 10-cent hooker. Rammed him down our throat for those 9 years. Well, not even like 12 years. From 2008 to 2008, 17, 18. Fucking Cena was rammed down our throats. Same thing with Roman. When Roman came up to the main roster and became a big star out of the Shield, Vince rammed him down our throat. And back in the day, back in 2016, 2017, I hated Roman. I hated Roman. And I freaking wished death on his character. And I got fucking flack for that shit. Even up to this day, people are saying, "Oh, people have bashed me for wishing death on Roman Reigns," and I had to do a fucking video, which you can watch on this channel, by the way. I basically had to say, when Roman Reigns had leukemia, I basically said I take everything I said about Roman Reigns back, and I apologize for wishing death on his character, not the man Joe Anoy, the character. I even said the same thing about Cena, but I never said John Cena, the man John Cena, should die. I said his character should die. Now we got our wish. But some people, for some people, they got their wish. Cena is gone, probably never come back. Roman's gone. Who knows if he's coming back? If ever. That's that. Thomas is still mad that fat old Otis won. You and a lot of people are mad that Otis won. I wanted Aleister Black to win. It would have been the obvious choice, but WWE is so freaking not obvious and so predictable. And Vince loves Otis. He's pushing fucking Otis with the storyline with Mandy Rose. Now he's pushing Otis to a possible world title. God forbid Otis beats Braun Strowman for the world title. I hope not. That would be the biggest fucking insult to WWE fans and wrestling fans, for Fat Man Otis to get the belt. I don't care if it's a tag belt. I just don't want the world title. I mean, the Universal title. If him and Tucker get the tag belts, I don't care. A little bit too late for them, but I just don't want Otis even sniffing the fucking Universal title. But knowing WWE, they don't really have any good challengers for Braun besides Bray Wyatt. I mean, why can't you throw a guy like Shinsuke Nakamura at Braun Strowman, or a guy like Cesaro? Or a guy like Daniel Bryan? WWE has no fucking stars on SmackDown. That's why they're probably going to make Otis the fucking champion. Because they got nobody. Fucking insane. That's why this company fucking sucks, man. What do you think of Jinder Mahal coming back? Not really caring. I don't really care for Jinder my balls. But he's going to start a program with Drew McIntyre after Drew McIntyre gets finished with his feud with Bobby Lashley. It's probably going to start next week. Yeah. So that's going to be your Backlash main event. Or one of the main events. Bobby Lashley against Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. Then after Drew's done with Bobby Lashley, Jinder Mahal is going to slide in. And they're going to have that little 3MB type feud. That they're going to have Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. Maybe at SummerSlam. And Jinder Mahal is going to beat Drew McIntyre to win the WWE title for the second time. Let's see how that's going to last. Remember when Jinder was the WWE champion on SmackDown? Ratings sucked. Then they had to put the belt on. They had to give the belt to AJ to actually make the title look credible. Fucking sad. But I don't really care for Jinder Mahal coming back. I don't. Just gives just another guy for Drew to face. And that's that. Thank God Randy declined the opportunity to become face. Well, he was face for a while, and that didn't go anywhere. That whole face run he had, holy crap, was bad. I never liked Randy as a face. He's way better as a heel. Way better. The Legend Killer. You know, when it was with Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. in Legacy, he was a fucking heel. He was a great heel. Even a great heel in Evolution. Now he's a kind of a tween. I don't know if he's a tweener or he's a heel. I can't tell. You know, he's going after Edge, so you can put him as a heel, but he's kind of like a heel, not a monster heel that we all know and love. Punting Hall of Famers like Hulk Hogan and spitting in Mick Foley's face. That Randy Orton I liked. I still like Randy Orton, but I liked him as the Legend Killer. With his old theme, not the Voices theme. You know, the Burn in My Eye theme was probably his best theme ever. I don't like Voices that much. It's the same band that sings a song, but I like Burn in My Eye. Or Burn in My Sand, whatever. No, Burn in My Eye, I think it's called. I really don't like Voices that much. There's certain themes in WWE that I like. You know, Killer Cross's theme is fucking amazing. His entrance is fucking amazing. The Undisputed Era's theme is amazing. Boom! That's the only two themes I really like. And Shinsuke, well, of course, Shinsuke's theme. When that first came on, everybody was singing his theme. Nobody sings his theme now. It's fucking, they ruined Shinsuke Nakamura. That's that. I think the greatest theme song in wrestling today is I would say Judas, but I'll be too freaking biased for AEW. But Judas is a good theme song. That's that. I want to get back to AEW a little bit, so I want to finish this review off. I don't like the current Intercontinental title. I don't either. I hate the design. I like the old school '80s belt better that Cody brought back in the day. That lasted all the way up until Shinsuke won the belt. I hated when they changed it. I still hate it. They're not going to bring that belt back, though. Let me take a bite of my sandwich because I'm kind of hungry. They're not going to bring that belt back. As much as a lot of people like me love the old '80s belts, they're not going to bring the '80s IC title back ever again. The look of the WWE titles, the way they look is hideous. I hated when they changed the WWE tag team titles when they were back in the '80s all the way up till a few like 2000 something. I forget what it was when they changed it. When they changed it to those stupid looking penny belts. Oh my god. I wanted to go to fucking Titan Towers and fucking rip Vince's head off. Or whoever thought of changing the belts. The WWE/WWF tag team belts from the '80s were fucking gorgeous. And even when they kind of changed it back in the '90s and during the Ruthless Aggression era, it still looked good. But when they changed it to those stupid penny-looking fucking belts that's still around, I don't know why. They look like fucking shit. And when they changed the WWF title, the Winged Eagle title, when Hogan had it, and the Ultimate Warrior had it, and so many other people had it, when they changed that to the Undisputed title, I was okay with it because the Undisputed title is probably one of the best looking titles that they've had. I still miss that belt. I wish the WWE title now would go back to the Undisputed title. When Brock Lesnar had it, and Undertaker had it, and Hogan had it. I never liked the spinner belt when Cena won it, and he changed it to the fucking spinner belt. Fucking horrible. Then he changed it to that big W when The Rock won it. That's what the WWE title basically looks like now. When Rock won it from Punk at the Royal Rumble, the next night on Raw, they changed the fucking look of the belt. I was like, why? You know, even though it was the WWE spinner belt, which Punk had, why did you change it? I was starting to be okay with it because it actually looked like a fucking WWE title. Then they got rid of the WCW title. Why, I don't know. They really should bring that belt back. Get rid of the Universal title because the Universal title's a joke. It was strawberry. Now it's blueberry. That's that. Oh shit! I gotta charge my batteries a little bit, so I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Oh, I might charge my battery. Give me a couple minutes. All right, Randy should have beat The Undertaker, not Brock Lesnar. I agree. I totally agree. Randy Orton should have beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 20. What was it? 27? 20? No. What did I forgot what WrestleMania he won? That was. I think it was. No, what was it? 20? No, what's 20? It wasn't 26. I think it was 29. If I could be wrong on that one, but Randy Orton should have beat the streak. He was the legend killer back then. He should have beat the legend, The Undertaker. That would have been the ultimate for Randy Orton. Randy Orton would have been the biggest fucking heel, the most hated wrestler in the world if he beat the streak. Punk came close to beating the streak. I would have been okay with Punk, but Brock Lesnar, I mean, take your pick, Brock Lesnar. I don't know why. It really should have been Randy Orton. I totally agree with that. Totally agree. That's that. All right, let's go back to AEW. So we talked too long for that. All right, so where we left off was Jungle Boy, Jurassic Express losing their best friends. Then afterwards, Wardlow attacks Marco Stunt. Ray Phoenix attacks Orange Cassidy, setting up those little storylines for the pay-per-view. So we get that. So after that, we got John Moxley arriving, and he is pissed. So we get that. And let me give me 1 second. I'm gonna charge my battery. I talk too long. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody watching. Yeah, I know my battery's low. I know. If I can get to it. Okay, let me get my battery charger in. Okay, we're set up. Sit on my little stool. But you don't see me. Yeah, you can see me. That's good. All right. So we get that. Let's continue on. How much time do we have here? Oh, I gotta get this done. All right. So I gotta work tomorrow. All right. Then we get a fatal four-way women's match between the top four contenders in the women's division. We have the number one contender Hikaru Shida taking on Penelope Ford, taking on Britt Baker. Well, excuse me, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, baby. Also taking on Chris Statlander, the girl that wants to poke your nose. Not in a good way, but Chris Statlander was kind of freaky looking, man. You know, she's like, she's out there, but she's a good wrestler though. All right, get that. So this match was pretty good. This was actually a good women's match for what it was. We got Kip Sabian, Penelope Ford's fiance, at ringside to give us some support. So we start off with them brawling at the bell, pairing off between each other. Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker, and Penelope Ford and Chris Statlander. So Baker works over Hikaru Shida, hits a curb stomp on her and then Chris Statlander attacked her. Penelope Ford joins in, and they all brawl again. And then Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida get back to it as Baker hits a sling blade, and then Britt Baker tries to get the lockjaw. Britt Baker tries to get the lockjaw on Hikaru Shida. Chris Statlander broke it up, and then Penelope Ford cut off and covers for a near fall. Baker works over Statlander, released a booster as Hikaru Shida comes in. This was a fast-paced match, just going everywhere. If you missed it, if you blinked, you probably missed the whole match. And then Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida go to the floor, and they brawl. Penelope Ford is cut up by Chris Statlander, and Shida makes the save. She goes back to Baker, and we got a big Tower of Doom spot. which is always nice. And then Chris Statlander slams Penelope Ford onto the pile. I mean, I think it looked like she was about to botch because Penelope Ford came off the top rope. Chris Statlander caught her and looked like she was about to drop her, and she's like, it was a little bit of a botch, but you can't blame her for that. And then Hikaru Shida hits a flying knee strike as we go to break. We come back. Chris Statlander works over Hikaru Shida. Britt Baker cuts off the Big Bang Theory, hits a Canadian Destroyer on Chris Statlander. And Chris Statlander went boing! Right on her head. Penelope hits her with the lethal injection. And Hikaru Shida makes a save on the pin attempt. Penelope Ford counts back into a Stone Cold Stunner. And Britt cuts her off, and Chris Statlander attacks. She hits the Michinuki driver for a near fall. And then Hikaru Shida cuts her off, suplexes Ford onto her. And then Britt Baker hits a super kick on Chris Statlander. She gets dumped, and Penelope Ford hits a top rope missile dropkick on Hikaru Shida for a near fall. And then she sends her into the ropes. Kip grabs Hikaru Shida. And Penelope Ford's about to hit her, but she runs into Kip, and then they make out in the middle of the ring, almost have simulated sex on the apron, which isn't a bad thing. She escapes, picks up the near fall, and then hits the Falcon Arrow. Look to win the match until Chris Statlander made the save. She picks up Penelope Ford, but Penelope Ford counters it into a Poison Rana, and once again, Chris Statlander landed right on her head. Boing! And then Britt Baker sends Chris Statlander into the ring post head first on the outside. Hikaru Shida hits a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on Ford. And while this is going on, Britt Baker puts in the lockjaw on Chris Statlander on the floor, and she had gloves on, which had to taste really bad. That looked nasty. While in the ring, Hikaru Shida hits a running knee strike, or Shining Wizard, to pin Penelope Ford to continue her winning streak. I think she's won like 8 or 9 weeks in a row. Well, 8 out of 10 weeks in a row. She's still number one contender for the 12th week in a row. So she picks up the victory, and it looks like we're going to see Hikaru Shida and Nyla Rose for the women's title at Double or Nothing, because we saw her and but she was talking like, I'm number one. And then Nyla Rose like, I got the belt, bitch. I got the belt. So we get that. So we'll probably see that come to fruition next week when they do the go home show. And I would not be surprised. I think Nyla's going to beat Hikaru Shida. So I really don't think Hikaru Shida is going to win the belt. I really don't. But you never know. I really think Britt Baker is going to be the one to beat Nyla Rose. So Britt Baker's going to hold the belt, and she'll probably lose it to maybe Brandy. I really don't want Brandy with the belt, but that's just saying because she's the chief branding officer. But I just don't. It's not going to be Rio because we'll probably never see Rio again. And that's that. So the right winner won. Hikaru Shida picks up the victory. She stays at number one in the rankings. And that's that. All right, then we get a promo from Pineapple Pete. Why did he give this fucking idiot a promo? I know he's having a match with Jericho, but you give him a promo? You give him some promo time? This fucking guy's an idiot. Who the fuck is this guy? Everybody loves this guy. I mean, my friends in the crew love this guy. I can't stand him. He really grinds my gears. There's just something about him I don't like. Maybe it's because he's named Pineapple Pete. There's only one Peter that matters, and that's this guy. Me. Not Peter Avalon, not Petey Williams, not anybody else in the Indies or in any other promotion that's named Pete. The only Peter that matters is me, me, me. That's why I am the YouTube Universal Champion. For a reason. That's why I am the face of this fucking company. Not the company, I mean the face of this fucking website. I was appointed by the great WJ. You know, you have your JDs, you have your Joe Cronins, and you have all these other people that think they're, that are better. And you know, JD and Joe are better. You know, they're better than me. You know, they have more subs than me. I don't care. They can say they're better than me. I really don't care. Joe and me have mutual respect for each other. Me and JD, you know, JD blocked me on Twitter because I asked him to say something about that prick Sean's Entertainment. That's why he got all upset about it because I kept bugging him about it. All I had to do was just say one bad thing. But JD's an arrogant asshole, so that's all I gotta say about that. Good reviewer, good shooter, but he's an arrogant asshole. He's a fucking Braves fan for all that. For all I care. He's a fucking Braves fan. Braves can suck my fucking cock. It's all about the New York Mets, motherfuckers. All about the Mets. Fuck the Yankees. Fuck any other team in the National and American League. It's all about the New York fucking Mets. And if you don't like it, fuck you, man. And that's that. All right, let's get this done and out of the way. So I'm probably not going to have time to do some of these videos coming up. Anyway, so we got a Pineapple Pete promo. I didn't give two shits about it, so didn't care. All right, then we find out that at Double Nothing, like I mentioned before in the women's match, Akira Shida will face Nyla Rose for the women's title at Double or Nothing. And it should be a pretty good match. I still think Nyla Rose is going to retain. But never know. And that's that. All right, then we get to our next match. Broken Matt Hardy, yes, wonderful. Teaming up with Kenny Omega. Still one half of the tag team champions. Go figure. Because Hangman Adam Page is in the woods doing something. I think we'll see Adam Page at Double or Nothing. That's when we're going to see him come back. That's when he's going to turn on the Elite. Mark my words, he will turn on the Elite. But then again, you never know. They could still keep doing this storyline. We don't know when Hangman Page is going to turn on the Elite. But we don't know. So Matt and Kenny are teaming once again like they teamed last week in that epic fucking street fight with Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. So they're facing other members of the Inner Circle, this time Proud and Powerful, LAX, whatever you want to call them, Santana and Ortiz. This match is pretty decent. It's also with Santana and Ortiz attacking Kenny during his entrance. They go berserk in the ring, and then Matt Hardy comes out, and he bites Santana's ear, and we see blood coming out of his mouth. Ugh. Doesn't Matt give two shits about maybe catching AIDS or something? I mean, really biting another man's ear and just drawing blood. You know, Matt doesn't give two shits about maybe catching HIV or AIDS or whatever. I guess he doesn't care because Matt can slam a tornado, so he can conquer AIDS. So who knows? So Matt falls and gets whipped to the barricade. Actually, I said that. Take that back. Bites Santana, dumps him into the tunnel, and then he works over Ortiz. Santana's back. Matt dumps him to the floor. He falls and gets whipped to the barricade. Kenny then works over Ortiz. They pick up the pace a little bit until Ortiz does Tiger Style on Kenny. Ortiz controls. They control Kenny for a while until Kenny comes back with a double bulldog. Gets the hot tag to Matt. And then they double team. and they take control on, I believe it was Ortiz. Matt hits a side effect and a leg drop for a near fall. Kenny comes back in, follows with some chops and some strikes. Ortiz distracts Kenny as Santana dumps him. Kenny fires back. Ortiz stops that, takes control on the floor. As we go to break, we come back. The heels take control on Kenny. Then they lock Kenny in a camel clutch and Boston Crab combination, which looked really painful. Then some more Tiger style back rakes, and then a little bit of Roddy Piper eye pokes. And then Ortiz chokes him out. Kenny slowly comes back. Ortiz grounds and pounds him, tags in Santana. So they continue to isolate Kenny. Back, it's a snapdragon suplex. Tags in Matt. Matt goes nuts in the corner. Falls with some clotheslines and a big lariat. Then he dumps Ortiz and hits another side effect for a near fall. Then he hits a final draping final cut for a near fall. Goes to work. Ortiz makes a save, dumps him, and Santana falls with a dive to the outside. Matt runs them together as they go back in, and Kenny hits a dive. And then Matt hits the twist of fate on Santana. Gets a near fall out of that as Ortiz makes the save. Kenny goes back in. They battle with Santana. Ortiz sends Matt into the ring post. Santana falls with a rolling diamond cutter on Kenny. Then he double team him some more. They go for the street sweeper. Kenny counters with a Hurricane Rana. Tags in Matt Hardy. Then they hit a hanging guillotine. And then Sammy Guevara arrives to help his Inner Circle members, partners. So Matt breaks the hold. And Matt lays him out with a twist of fate on the ramp. Matt then takes Ortiz up top, and he follows. Kenny hits a V trigger, and Matt picks up the win. So Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega once again pick up the win like they did last week. So it's still a pretty good match. I gave 3 out of 5 stars. And like I said, Kenny and Matt work well together. And surprised, Matt didn't come into AEW sooner because he could have been tag team champions with Kenny Omega. But it is what it is. So they're 2-0 as a tag team. And we'll see what happens with that as we move on. And that's it. All right, then we get Taz interviewing Darby Allin again. He apologizes for last week, but still brings up how Darby lost last week. He wants to help, and Darby says he knows what happened and was an amateur wrestler, and then he leaves, talking about a tilt or something like that. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. And after that, we get the rules of the casino ladder match. We have Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Phoenix, and Orange Cassidy confirmed as of now. The match will feature 9 competitors, with a new competitor entering the match every 90 seconds. And the goal will be to grab a casino chip, which will determine the victor and a person with a shot at the AEW World title. And also, it's worth noting that the chip can be grabbed at any time, which means that one of the first 2 competitors could grab the chip before any other competitor enters the match. That's pretty interesting. So it's almost like, well, I don't think it's almost like, but it's just like the King of the Mountain match, where you can you climb the ladder, you get the title, you have to bring it back down, or you something like that. I forgot how the King of the Mountain match worked. I know it was a reverse ladder match, and you had to get a pinfall to become the champion, and then go up the ladder and put the title back on the hook. So it kind of works that way, but it's a little different. So it's gonna be interesting to see that ladder match. I think it's gonna be a great ladder match with the likes of Phoenix in there and Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin going completely berserk. So it's probably get more. Probably the rest of this week and into the weekend, we'll get more competitors announced on Twitter, and we'll get the complete competitors in this match next week on Dynamite. So we'll see what happens with that, and we move on from there. Right after that, we get edited version of a promo from Hikaru Shida talking about her upcoming title match against Nyla Rose at Double or Nothing. And then Nyla Rose comes in, congratulates her on the win. And then she hits her with the kendo stick. And she's like, I found your kendo stick, bitch. I love Nyla Rose. Not like that, but we all know what she is. But I don't like her because she's a transgender. I love her because she's a great wrestler. That's all I said. And I followed her career when she was in WOW, and then when she won the WOW women's title the first and second time. And then she dominated in Japan. She lost it in Japan and won it right back for the second time. And then she came back to WOW, lost it to Nikki Adams, and then proceeded to basically, stay in WOW until she got called to AEW. And when she came to AEW, she was a powerhouse. Sucked that she lost to Rio at the inaugural women's title match to Rio. And then she finally won it from Rio a couple months later. And now it's just a powerhouse. Now she's going to take on Hikaru Shida and see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. So we'll see what happens at Double or Nothing. I still think Nyla is going to retain, but you never know. That's that. All right, then we get to our next match. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, the man that is better than you, and you know it, taking on Jobber Lee Johnson. And we had Wardlow at ringside, as always. MJF basically beat the crap out of this guy. But Lee got a little bit of offense in, but MJF no-sold it. And then he threw him to the floor, starts working him over the floor. Then he hits an apron bomb. And they go back in. MJF falls with a shoulder breaker and salt of the earth for the win. That crossroads he calls salt of the earth to get the win via. Well, actually, it's a submission move. I thought it was crossroads. I apologize. So, typical squash match. MJF's back in AEW after his hangnail injury. So, a good way to hype him up. He's taking on Jungle Boy at Double or Nothing, which I know he's going to win that match pretty easily because he's going to hype him up. He's going to go undefeated until he faces Jon Moxley, probably at All In 3, I should say, probably in August or September. And then he's going to win the belt from Moxley and hold it for a while until he probably faces Cody or Kenny. Who knows? He's not going to hold the title for that long, but we'll see what happens as we get later on in the year. So I gave the match 2 out of 5 stars. It was all right. Just a typical squash match. Afterwards, MJF gets on the mic, mocks Jungle Boy, and says next week he faces Marco Stunt for a warm-up match before the pay-per-view. So he signed these, Marco Stunt had an open contract. So MJF's like, I'm going to sign this. I got an easy win here. Basically, anybody can beat Marco Stunt because he's a fucking bum. And that's that. So we'll see what happens with that. And we're going to move on from there. All right, then we get to another squash match. Chris Jericho and Pineapple Pete. We had the Inner Circle at ringside. Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, and Santana Ortiz, of course. Jericho's wearing a Pineapple Pete shirt. Why not? Just to mock him some more. He slaps him, and basically, Pete gets all pissed off, like, yeah, you son of a bitch. And then Jericho's like, fuck you. Juice Effect elbow knocked him completely out. And he picks up the victory. Match I gave 2 out of 5 stars. I loved it. Get that piece of crap out of my ring. So for all you Pineapple Pete fans, here's to you. So that was that. And then afterwards, Jericho cuts a promo, talks about the feud with the Elite. That's now going to continue, and says and asks if the Elite still exist. He says Paige and the Bucks are at home, but they are fair and honorable men and will allow them to get their shit together. He says the Inner Circle will act, write history, and they have created a new match called the Stadium Stampede match. So he kind of explains it. He says, if you love last week's street fight, you'll love it in a football stadium with 80,000 seats, though not that many people. No, none of them are going to be in there. So they challenge him for the pay-per-view. So we're going to see that at the pay-per-view. So see all the entire Inner Circle probably against Matt and Nick Jackson. Nick is going to come back. Kenny, Matt Hardy, and the returning Adam Page. That's what's going to be at Double or Nothing. And I would probably give the Inner Circle the win, but because I think Adam Page may or may not turn. We'll get that. So challenge for the pay-per-view. And then Vanguard 1 arrives with the Inner Circle shirt. So Jericho cuts a promo on him. And then he's like, I never liked you. He's like, thanks for bringing back my shirt. And then he all circle Vanguard 1, who and Jericho's like, do you want to be? Are you going to accept for the Elite? Vanguard 1 says they accept. But Jericho still wants him in the Inner Circle. He says, I want to introduce you to my bat named Floyd. Jericho's taking a page out of my book. You know, I used to be called DJ Floyd back in the day, but he calls his bat Floyd, and then he says, Floyd's got something to say to you, and he just starts bashing the crap out of Vanguard 1, destroying it. The Inner Circle come in, they start destroying Vanguard 1. And then Jake Hager lays a little shirt on him. They all talk some crap into the drone. And then Matt Hardy comes out as basically it was too little too late as he cradles the remnants of Vanguard 1. So that was that. So I gave the Aftermath 3.5 out of 5 stars. So I went on Twitter and I said, well, Vanguard 1's done. Vanguard 2 comes next week. So we'll see that. And that's that. So 3.5 out of 5 stars for that. And we're going to move on. So this is going to be a 2-hour video. I really didn't want it to make it 2 hours. But we get that. All right. Also, so we got the Stampede, the Stadium Stampede announced for the pay-per-view. Also, Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander is going to be at the pay-per-view, probably the number 1 contenders match. I don't know what's that going to be. We got Private Party versus Best Friends on the kickoff show. Hikaru Shida versus Nana Rose in a no disqualification, no count-out match. That stipulation's been added to the pay-per-view. And to give out the TNT championship to be the person that's going to award the champion is going to be Iron Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson, who's been training to make a comeback, is going to be at Double or Nothing. So that should be interesting. Maybe Mike Tyson knocks out Cody or something, costing him the belt. That should be good. Mike Tyson going to award either Cody or Lance Archer with the TNT championship next Saturday. That's going to be awesome. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. All right, then we finish off Dynamite with our main event, the Exalted One, Mr. Brody Lee, with the minions of the Dark Order, taking on Christopher Daniels of SCU with Kazarian and Scorpio Sky at ringside. Brody Lee has the AEW title that he stole from Jon Moxley last week. Match was decent. It was all right. So also with Daniels attacking, but he gets cut off. Lee falls with a power slam. And then he sends Daniels to the outside. He follows him out, throws some chops and some uppercuts. Daniels comes back as Brody Lee starts yelling at Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. Daniels follows with a suicide dive. And then hits the Arabian moonsault as he goes back in. Hits a slingshot elbow, fouls, but Lee is right up at the pin attempt. He follows with a big boot those chops and rakes the eyes. Lee follows with a backdrop and a back elbow, talks some more crap to SCU, and then stomps the crap out of Daniel's head. Then he hits the black hole slam for a near fall. As we go to break, we come back. He's still in control. And hits a senton atomico, and then a super kick for a near fall. Daniels comes back into a DDT, follows with a strike and an insecurity. Then he hits a hurricanrana, a running elbow, goes up top, but then minion number 10 distracts him, and then SCU attacks him, and then Brody Lee gets a chair. Daniels counters it and levels him with the chair, and follows with the Koji clutch. And then we see SCU and Dark Order brawl at ringside. Colt Cabana joins in because he's fucking Colt Cabana. He's a fucking dick sucker, but it is what it is. Daniels hits Angel's Wings for one count. Brody Lee fights back. Daniels counters back into the best moonsault ever for a near fall. Goes back up top looking for another one. Lee counters into a power bomb. Then hits the discus lariat to finish Daniels off 1, 2, 3. So pretty decent main event. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Was what it was. And that was that. But then afterwards, we got John Moxley coming out. Takes out all the minions as Brody Lee throws them into him. Moxley throws them at Moxley as he and one of the other minions leave the ringside area with the belt. So Moxley takes care of him, hits dirty D's, done dirt cheap on one of them, lays them all out. And then he grabs the mic and says he will not be disrespected. You will not disrespect my daughter. He says Mr. Brody Lee has made a mistake, one he will pay for with interest. And at Double or Nothing, there will be a hailstorm of violence. And Mr. Lee will find out that his AEW career is over before it even started. So, I think they may make that match a hardcore match, like the one they made with Kenny, maybe a unsanctioned match for the AEW World Title. Was Moxley's gonna go medieval on Luke Harper's ass or Brody Lee's ass. So that's gonna be a brutal match at Double or Nothing for the AEW World Title. So that's that. So it is what it is, and that's all I gotta say about that. So I gave the Aftermath 3.5 out of 5 stars. The match itself, I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. So that ends AEW Dynamite for this week, and it was a pretty good show. I gave it 8 out of 10 stars. But let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment or a video reply down below if you wish, or if you want to do a video reply to it, if you want to do a review of your own. Do it. So leave your questions and your comments down below in the video. We're going to do a live Q&A on Memorial Day. Not this Monday, next Monday. Probably before Monday Night Raw. Sometime in the afternoon, in the early afternoon, I'm going to do that live Q&A video. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully, I'll not make it longer than this video, but because I want to have enough time to do my Double or Nothing preview, and then next week's reviews, and the week after that, and the week after that. So I'm gonna hopefully have enough space and enough time on StreamYard on this particular this particular channel to do these videos, and that's all I gotta say about that. So that's it for my video. Like I said, 8 out of 10 stars for AEW Dynamite tonight. It was a good show. Got some storyline progression to Double or Nothing. So that's some added matches, which are going to be pretty good. I think Double or Nothing is going to be very good. It's going to really going to be the better pay-per-view this month. It's going to be way better than that crappy Money in the Bank. So we'll see what happens with that. So next week we got the Go Home show should be pretty good. We got MJF and Marco Stunt next week, and that's really going to be a great match. I really don't care. MJF's going to destroy Marco Stunt. We got Jake Roberts. Oh, my voice cracked on that. Sorry about that. We got Jake Roberts and Art Anderson going face to face. So continue the Cody Lance Archer storyline. Probably get that. Maybe more. We're gonna get more about the casino ladder match. Maybe another match or two added to the card. Who knows? But it should be a very good show next week, the go home show, and gonna really set you up for Money in the Double or Nothing next Saturday night. And I will be here to give you my predictions on episode 168 of the Gilmore Chronicles next Thursday night. And then next Saturday night, right after the pay-per-view, I'll be home a little bit late. So probably around 12, 1 o'clock, I'll be doing my Double or Nothing review on this channel. So we talk about Double or Nothing for a little bit, not too long. Just going to do the review and maybe answer your comments and stuff like that. But that's probably all I got to say about that. So next week, you got an AEW review, got an NXT review as always, and you got your AEW Double or Nothing review next week. So that should be pretty good on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel. So stay tuned. And as always, smash that subscribe button to death because you have to subscribe to find out when I go live. Because I won't be able to go live because the notification button. I don't know if it's working. I don't know why my subscribers are not getting my videos. It sucks. So blame YouTube. But I will be live tomorrow night for my NXT review. So check that out. I'm not going to go too long with my NXT review. I'm just going to do the review, maybe answer a little bit of the chat, and that's that. I'm just going to get it done and out of the way. And that's that. So thank you to Dallas Calmania for chiming in. Thank you to Thomas Herrera for coming in, and anybody else who watched the video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Smash that bell. Smash that like button to death. And share the video on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Daily Motion, wherever you share my videos. And that is that. And I'm going to end shop here, and that's that. All right. Once again, 8 out of 10 stars for Dynamite. It was a great show. Thank you all for watching and coming into the chat. Leave your questions and comments down below in the comment section of this video, or hit me up via Facebook or Twitter. Twitter link down below in the comment section. And that's that. So thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore. You're my great fans. I love you all. Not like that, but I love you all. And thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your late Wednesday night, and even better Thursday. I'll see you guys tomorrow for my NXT review. And that's it. So thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace, bitches.